out Chapter 11. Your girl's got a period and gotta handle it somehow. The sun shines so bright in the sky. Wait, can I even call it the sun? I don't think it's the sun, just a sun. In front of me are 3 siblings, and Eok! I greet him cheerfully. Greetings, princess, he says with a smile. It feels like it's been ages since I last saw him. Alright, you 3. Hello. I didn't expect this many people to join, says Caleb, looking a bit troubled. How dare you leave the palace without taking me with you? You know I get bored out of my school in this place, Lane complains. Lena? Lane? What was her name? Lena. That's because you're not allowed to go out either, Caleb stresses. The both of you, shut your mouth holes, James grunts in an annoyed tone. Don't you pick that tone with me, says Lena, her eyebrows lowered. You rarely take me out anywhere. Take me out anymore, James. Where's the sweet boy gone? I awkwardly stand in the middle of all this. It seems Caleb got permission to take me out, but James is coming with us to supervise, and somehow Lena tagged along. Eok, are you coming with us as a guard, I ask. That be so, he answers. Lena waves her hand in the air. I always need a guard around me if I go anywhere. We can't have you running off on your own, says Caleb. Are you insinuating I don't have the mind to follow some simple rules? That's exactly what I'm... Enough! James bellows, clearly agitated by their conversation. Yes, Lena, it's no time to squabble. We are taking the princess out and returning before sunset. That is all, says Caleb, as if he's on a mission. What happens if we don't make it back before sunset, I ask. Heads will roll, James answers. I clamp my mouth shut, getting the message. Stay close and move out, he commands. And you, he points at me, don't leave my sight. Where am I going? Where can I possibly go? Well, the palace has nothing but breathtaking at times. Being down in the streets gives me a much better sense of their culture. There's colorful stalls everywhere. Goat are walking about, holding large baskets of woven straw, some of them carrying metal pots and pans. Everyone is constantly on the move. Some of the architecture reminds me of Earth, but then it is distinctly different as well. The streets are crowded and the 4 of us stand out like a sore thumb. It's clear to me that the goat live and breathe on this planet like it's their home. Siblings are a completely different race. I wonder if they have their own city someplace else. I haven't been out on the market in ages, Lena coos as she examines one of the stalls filled with trinkets. Let's keep it that way, says James. You know you're under surveillance. Why is Lena under surveillance? I finally asked, but curiosity has been burning ever since I met Lena. I came to find out that what the jewelry on her arm meant. Don't speak, says James, dismissing me. Don't tease the poor princess. She's merely curious, says Lena. Lena has a tendency to run away, says Caleb. Caleb interjects. Well, that's just a blatant lie. The three of them continue to ignore my actual question and argue among themselves. Eok seems to be tuning out the conversation. Even he can't bear it that much longer. Princess, stay close with us. The streets aren't entirely safe, Caleb warns me once he's done arguing with Lena. But everything looks so inviting. It's lifting up my spirits to be outside the palace for once. Yes, lately there have been cases of rebels attacking the city folk, James explains. Rebels? I had no idea. Everything's so peaceful. Don't you worry about a thing. We've got 2 well-trained captains and a soldier to protect us. A little bomb here or there won't hurt us, says Lena nonchalantly. Eok, protect, he says happily. Suddenly I am on alert. Bombs? Okay, the streets don't look so inviting anymore. I end up gravitating towards Eok as a personal shield. I didn't realize the city had rebels, I mumbled quietly. I figured this was a strictly run planet after Veritas' rule. I guess he's got some opposition as well. Past nothing more. They are merely an annoyance, says James, seemingly not concerned. Are they dangerous or are they an annoyance? Which is it? I ask, noting the discrepancy between Caleb's earlier statement. Princess, relax. Breathe in the air. Enjoy the sights, Lena chirps in with a gorgeous smile. Well, I'd like to, but I also don't want to get blown up. Not on my watch. You're safe, princess. Caleb gives me a curt bow. Shouldn't you be keeping me safe? Lena points out with a pow. I am your oldest sister. You're also my only sister. You have more reason to treat me better. I tune out their banter when a shimmer catches my eye, a piece of fabric glistening in the sun. It's such a gorgeous orange color, decorated with the most detailed lace I've ever seen before. My feet can't stop themselves as I'm attracted to the stall with the rolls of fabric lying about. I've never seen these patterns at home before. They take my breath away. The craftsmanship really shines through. They must have spent hundreds of hours to finish this hand-woven piece of fabric. I'm in awe. I end up taking out my phone, quickly snapping a few pictures of the market, only 1% rate remaining on its last leg. Then I'm back to gushing about the fabric. My mind goes into overdrive. What kind of material is it made out of? What does the texture feel like against my skin? Is it heavy, airy? Does it change color in a certain light? So many questions I have to know. See anything you like? Asked the shopkeeper. 2 pieces of ooglet per crown. I want to ask what an ooglet and crown are, but I'm brutally shoved aside. Did I tell you to not leave my sight? A voice hisses in my ear, clearly belonging to James. I'm still in your sight, am I not? I answer plainly. I didn't go that far. I can still spy the others right behind us. Don't get pedantic with me. You're not allowed to leave my side. Possessive, I drawl out, not caring. I just want to get my hands on that gorgeous fabric. This has nothing to do with being possessive. I need you to stay close before I'm forced to put you in chains. He pauses briefly. In fact, that is sounding like the better option here. No thanks, I huff. A hurried goat pushes past me, bumping me to James. Earthlings have feeble feet, James complains. Hey, I got pushed by someone, I argue back. But then, with our close proximity to each other, James leans in even more and takes a whiff. No, don't tell me. I cleaned myself before coming here. There's no way he notices it. I smell blood, princess. His voice is so close to my ear like a low whisper. What are you hiding? Why do these people have such amazing sense of smell? This is ridiculous. Let me period in peace. It's none of your business, I mutter. James clearly doesn't like my answer and forcefully grabs my wrist, keeping me close. Speak. Why do you smell of blood? His voice raises, and his tone is sharp. Embarrassed by his loud voice, I avert my eyes. Everyone around us are starting to stare. Do I really have to explain myself? It's nothing. It's a normal human thing, I mumble. James slowly releases my wrist, but he doesn't look at all that convinced. Human thing, he draws out. My face color changes slightly. Yes, a female thing. It's nothing. I'm okay. Please stop bringing it up. You are hiding something. Yes, my really disgusting bloodstained panties. Just please let me buy some fabric so I can deal with my issue. James' brown eyes dart over towards the stall with the rolls of fabric. You wish to purchase fabric? He asked, genuinely sounding confused. If I'm allowed to, Caleb says I could. That's Captain Caleb, he corrects me with a hiss. It's hard to keep remembering that I had to address people by their title. Right, my mistake. Captain Caleb said he'd buy garments for me as an apology for yesterday's actions. I recall not a hair on your body has been harmed yesterday, he points out with arms crossed in an intimidating manner. I made sure of that. That's right, James took that spear from me. It would have sliced right through me otherwise. I guess I ought to thank him for that. But my pride and stubbornness are not so easily overcome. In my mind, everything is his fault in the first place. However, my conscience is nagging at me. He did save my life. Thank you, I guess. Thank you for blocking that spear, I say in a quiet voice. Come again. Do I hear a sense of gratitude uttered from your lips? I bite on my lower lip, immediately regretting it after seeing his smug reaction. Nothing. I said nothing. I quickly backtrack. James remains silent, seemingly satisfied that I've thanked him. There's a perpetual smirk on his face. Alright, I can't stand it. I need to distract myself. Anyways, I like to go look at some fabric, I say, changing the subject. Not only do I want to make some underwear for my period, but I would also love to have the fabric in the first place. I want to study their techniques. It is alien planet after all. James lazily flicks his hand, throwing me a small pouch while I catch. Inside are a few brightly colored gems. Go on, you're allowed no more than 5 ooglet. What the fuck is that? That's Captain Caleb's budget for you. So you knew he was gonna buy me stuff anyway, but you wanted to make a hissy fit out of it. My hair is going through it. I showered today, so my bangs are like, I need to trim. I need to trim them. Excited, I finally start inspecting this stall for real this time. I have no clue how much an ooglet is worth, but if I can get my hands on something, I'll be happy. The sparkling rolls of cloth all vie for my attention. For the briefest moment, I forget my situation, my surroundings. Instead, I'm focused on all the options in front of me, the countless ways I could use them. Design starts spinning through my mind. Outfits supers could wear, perhaps some casual attire. Earthlings must be obsessed with shiny materials, James mentions when he sees me reaching for a sparkling roll. I won't deny that seeing something shiny is appealing, I admit. Of course, you have feeble minds, simpletons. Hey, there's no reason to insult me. I'm not insulting you, I'm discussing the Earthling race. That's the same thing, and there's no Earthling race. We're humans, people. I don't call you an alien either. Yes, I recall many other words being uttered from your mouth hole, some obscene words, and he has observed every single one of them. Humans, you say. James gazes down at the fabric on the stall, though he doesn't seem to care for them much. Do they all excrete blood from their nether regions? I feel the tips of my ears turn red. He can smell my period and where it's coming from. This is almost invasive. Can I have some privacy? I just want to make period panties and then cry in bed. With as much grace and dignity that I have, I shake my head. No, just the one with a uterus, I explain. Your race seems defective. Damn, I'm a defect. Not everyone could heal up holes like you can. In fact, do you even have a bruise where the spear impaled you? I can't tell at all. I stare at his shoulder, but he's been moving it like normal. Curious, aren't you? I don't want to admit I am, but I totally am. James slides his shoulder out of his robe, giving me a peek of his injury. Except I see nothing at all. His skin is as smooth as butter. No discoloration to be seen either. What? There's nothing, not a trace. I'm perplexed. But you have scars. How come your wound vanished completely, but you still have so many scars left on your body? James puts the robe back on. Rahul's accelerated healing doesn't start until they're older, he explains. You mean to say you got these when you were young? Enough questions. Pick your garments so we can move on, he says grumpily. I can't help but think about it. The scars on his back, the one on his chest and arm. He sustained these when he was younger, possibly a child. Caleb's got a scar over his eye that turned him blind. Was he a child too? Pick one, James urges me. Alright. I select two fine pieces of cloth, a teal and orange one. They're both so gorgeous. With James' help, I pay the vendor their fee. Turns out 5 pieces of ooglet gives me a lot of length in return. I even have gems left over. There's so much fabric, I'm handed a basket to carry it all in. And it's heavy too. Finally, now you head back to the palace with the others. The both of us look back to where we left the rest, but spot no one there. James remains uncharacteristically quiet as he scans the crowd for any signs of them. Actually, I did find it a little strange that no one came to join us, but I guess I was too engrossed with the fabric to really pay attention to them. I look over the crowd as well, but honestly I can't find them either. My eyesight is much better than James, I believe, but I don't spy them anywhere. It's like they simply left us. Where did they go, I ask. James mumbles something under his breath and starts taking some stride towards the middle of the street. Hey, don't leave me behind, I cry out, suddenly worried about being left alone. James stands still, then takes out a device from his pouch. I catch up to him and look at the circular device. It's the one that had the map of the palace with the colored dots. Except this time the map has changed. It seems to be a plan of the streets we're in, like it's a GPS. There's a single dot on the screen. James' eyes make contact with mine. That's my dot. It's pointing at me and only me. Putrid mother's nutsack. What the He curses. What the There's no time for explanation as James grabs my wrist and pulls me into the crowd. I hold onto my basket for dear life. What's wrong, I ask, though I think I know the answer. We've lost sight of the rest, but it seems James can't track them either. James doesn't answer me as he pulls me along the crowd, not caring who he bumps into or if I stumble along the way. At this point, you'd think flying would be better. Hey, slow down, I call out to him as I nearly trip over my own feet. However, James pays no attention to my calls. He's hyper-focused on looking for our companions. James ends up bumping into someone with a huge cart. Fresh produce spills onto the ground. People stop to help. Out of my way, he hisses as everyone blocks his path. Seeing as though everyone's taking their time to forge their way out for us, James ends up losing his patience. He pulls me into his chest and wraps his muscular arm around my waist. I shriek loudly when he launches us into the sky. Well, about damn time. I cling on to him, afraid I'll fall. The wind rushes past us and it's making it difficult to keep my fabric from flying out of the basket. James hangs in the air, stopping to look down at the city below us. Oh boy. We're really high up. This is triggering a sense of fear for heights that I never knew I had. I looked away from the city, my cheek pressed against James' bare chest. Did they get kidnapped? I feel like they would. Wouldn't they make a lot of noise or something? Oh, his heart. My ears catch that heartbeat rhythm again. It's much louder now that I'm pushed up against him like this. That means it wasn't just my imagination last time. His heartbeat really does sound like this. It's an almost soothing rhythm, distracting me from the fact that we're up in the air. When James growls of frustration and chance is broken, I tilt my head to see him look over the city in agitation. It seems he can't find them, despite the high vantage point. Gathering my courage, I gaze down to the streets of the city. I see it all, the goat walking about, the fabric stall we were at before, even other landmarks I haven't been to yet. It shouldn't be too hard to spot them. Caleb and Lena definitely stand out from the rest. That is, if they're outside. I don't have X-ray eyes like a certain superhero does. I can't look through walls. But then I see the shimmer Lena's blue hair in the alley. I found her. I point at her location. There she is. There's Princess Lena, I tell James. James follows my finger near his eyes, straining to see her. For a second, it looks like he's going to call me a liar, but then Lena steps into our view and he immediately recognizes her. I see she's with Eok as well. I hang onto his shoulder as he flies straight towards her, not even wasting a second. When we get closer, I can tell they haven't spotted us yet. I don't see Caleb with them. Where is he? Shouldn't he be with them? They're both hidden away in the alley, talking amongst themselves. James finally flies in close enough to park us on the ground again. Lena's eyes grew wide when she spots James. He releases me and marches his way over to Lena. What is the meaning of this? He demands to know. Where's her thing? Where is your tracker? James, it was stolen, she cries out. Stolen, he spits out, finding unbelievable. Where is the captain? Thief took Jules. Captain Caleb will catch thief, Eok explains. And you, why didn't you come find me? He now directs his anger towards Eok. Eok protects Princess Lena, he says meekly. By taking her away from me? Calm down your temper, James. We got separated at the market. Eok has helped keeping me safe. Why don't you make yourself useful and find that thief that stole my armlet? James takes out the tracker once more and looks at it. I can tell there's still only one dot on the screen. Stolen and destroyed, he asks in this foreboding tone, because I cannot track you anymore. Lena doesn't look particularly concerned. Oh, I guess maybe the thief broke it. Who knows? Anything could have happened. The issue at hand is that this shouldn't happen in the first place. You are without a tracker. This is unacceptable. It's not like it's my fault, you know? Lena complains. Stay here. Eok, make sure the two of them don't wander off anywhere. I shall go find Captain Caleb. I swear to God, Caleb better not die. James doesn't even wait for a response as he launches into the sky, dirt rising up from the ground as he goes. I end up coughing and sneezing when the dust tickles my nose. He sure found us fast, Lena mumbles. It wasn't the captain, Eok explains. He then looks over at me. Princess has good eyes, yes? Lena suddenly looks interested as she raises her head to finally acknowledge me as well. Is that so? She draws out. I look down at the basket I'm holding on to. Yes. I spotted you and Captain James took off into the sky. You sure are holding back all these fun little surprises, peculiar Earthling. Revealing everything I have up my sleeve isn't very smart when I'm in enemy territory, I explain. Lena laughs out loud, her eyes lighting up. Clever, very clever. You are certainly correct. There's a seductive smile on her face. Everyone's got a thing or two they wish to keep secret from everyone else. She then taps her fingers on my basket. Like this, what are you holding there? Oh, this is fabric. I can't help but grin. Lena's clearly confused though. Fabric? You mean a dress, right? Something dazzling, I'm sure. No, it's just fabric. A skirt, robe, chamise? What the fuck is this word? You could have gotten any number of extraordinary garments in this market, but you chose. She points her long finger at my basket. Fabric. Our things must like cloth, Yuck puts in. No, it's just me. I like making clothes. In fact, I immediately shut up. I was about to run my mouth and tell them I'm a fashion designer with her own boutique. That's definitely not what a princess should be doing. I should be more careful. In my spare time, I like tinkering with pieces of fabric. I quickly correct myself. Lena strokes her hand across the blue fabric while humming to herself. Tinkering, you say? You know, I'm quite curious about Earthling's fashion. Sometimes it gets too stuffy in the outfits they have over here. It'd be nice to see something new for once. Would you like me to create something for you? I asked my designer senses tingling. She's got the perfect body to make clothes for. That won't do. Don't you think you should be spending your little gift on yourself? It's alright. I've gotten way too much anyway. What do you think, Eok? Should the princess create Earthling fashion for me? Eok looks confused and out of place. Yes? He says, a little unsure, gauging our reactions. If no trouble. No trouble at all. In fact, it would be nice. It would be a nice distraction from everything, I admit. You know, there is an upcoming Maka next Noon, she mentions. Will Princess Lena participate? Asks Eok, suddenly curious. Participate? I'll eat it, she says excitedly. I try and keep up with the conversation, but some words aren't being translated for me. I know Noon might be a passage of time. James said we'd be returning to Earth in 3 Noonans, however long that is. What's Maka? I ask. It's a proud celebration of goat culture, explains Eok, held in palace. Yes, and I would love to wear something special for the occasion, she chirps. Something easy to move around in, like a dancing outfit. No, fuck. Before Lena can respond, the three of us are shook to our core as an ear-deafening blast fills the sky. Our surroundings quake and tremble, and the distant smoke rises to the top. I can hear shouting and screaming. My heartbeat rises through the roof. It drums against my chest. Lena and Eok don't look too concerned, but I find myself clam up. Ashes fall from the sky, and the scent of burning wood flesh mixes into the air. It's stirring up my memories. The smoke, the ash, the fire. What fire? Do I have fire trauma? Embers cascade downwards as the fire blazes strong. Cane's in my trauma? Oh no. This trauma. When I lose my parents. Mom, Dad, I yell at the top of my lungs. Wait, why is Kane also yelling Mom and Dad? They're all in there. I scream and run towards the fire. Rai holds me back. Michiko, Kane, no. Please don't chase them into the fire. Rai begs us with tears running down his face. What are you talking about? They're in there. We have to go get them, I say in a panicked voice. His entire body sparks with electricity. I fall to the ground wailing, hopelessly watching the fire burn. Are we related? Then I'm brought back to reality with another loud blast from the distance. Princess, are you alright? Lena asks me. Huh? I say, finding my voice. I'm sweating profusely. My fight or flight senses are going into overdrive, getting heart palpitations. It's been catatonic this entire time. It's hard to focus. It smells overwhelming. I have to get out of here. Is the city under attack? I ask, scared and confused, gripping my basket tightly. Rebels, is all she says. My senses are running ahead of me as I can't help but make an immediate parallel to Julio back on Earth, the terrorist group. We have to get to safety if the city's under attack. Not a second later, James makes a grand entrance, landing on the ground with a large boom. Dust kicks up everywhere. We leave now. A moment later, Caleb joins us. He was right on James' tail. He steps over towards Lena and takes her hand. Time to strategically retreat. He then flies off with her. James doesn't even wait until I'm prepared to take me by the waist, launching off as well. What about Eok? I screech as I see him get left behind. Eok will manage. Perhaps Eok yells after us. Oh, poor Eok. We all arrive in the palace once more. My feet finally touch the ground, but I'm still holding on to James. I'm shaking profusely. Soldiers are marching out of the main gate towards the streets, perhaps to quell the rebellion. James pushes me away from him and walks towards Lena. I'm nauseous from the flying, but also completely anxious and terrified with what happened. We left Eok behind. You'll go to the healer Bilius' incident and get another tracker. Don't let Lord Veritas see you like this. Don't fret so much. I'm sure he's too busy being briefed about the explosion just now. Now, Lena, he growls. I'll take her. Let's go. Caleb takes her hand again and they fly off together. What about Eok? I asked. Worried for his safety. We left him down there. I can't leave someone else behind again. I just can't. He could be in danger. We need to go back and get him. One grunt's life doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, he explains, annoyed. Eok can take care of himself. He's a soldier. I don't know if Eok is his responsibility. Please go back and save him, I beg. My mind is spinning. I can't think clearly. Why did he leave without Eok? Princess, you shouldn't concern yourself with any of the soldiers here, replies irritated. How can I not? Eok has saved my life before. We can't just leave him down there when he could be in danger too. That's exactly what I'm planning on doing. But you could save him. No, I can't let someone else die. And why should that be on my list of priorities, he asked sarcastically. How could you, I asked, catching my breath, to leave someone behind? You protected your sister. Don't you have any sense of gratitude? That seems to have hit a nerve, as he simply crosses his arms to stare at me. Please, surely you can go back to get him. You're shaking, he states, not noticing I've been trembling all this time. I don't do well with fire, and I certainly won't let anyone die in one. Please, you're his captain. If the weak can't save themselves and perish, then so be it, he mutters. Your sister can't fly. Should she perish too? I snap at him. A long stretch of silence. His eyes gaze upon me like I'm an insignificant pest, a thorn in his side. But I know I'm right. I don't think I haven't noticed Lena's distinct lack of flying. Caleb had to carry her back. She could have been left down there, just like Eok, but we didn't. He closes his eyes, biting down his bottom lip as he clenches his hands into fists. For a moment, I think he might actually hit me to teach me a lesson about shutting up. Then slowly but surely, blue markings weave into his skin. They pop up like a glowing river. When his eyes open again, they're blue this time, shining, hypnotizing. Power simply radiates off his body in this state. He's phased. He doesn't say a word. His posture is so imposing. He's ready for battle. But then he blasts off in the sky, debris swirling around and kicking up a storm. When he's up high, he creates a sonic boom as he changes direction. It hasn't even been 2 seconds and he's already out of my sight. I'm left a little perplexed, but also slightly impressed. Did I get through to him? Is he going to get Eok? My eyes are on the lookout for a flying person in the sky. My heart is still drumming along with adrenaline. Other soldiers around me ignore my entire existence until there's none left. They've all marched out of the gates. I'm unsure what's unfolding. I just hope Eok will be safe. That dreadful feeling of losing someone to an explosion, I don't ever want to feel it again. A loud noise and blast knocked me off my feet, and I stumble around, trying to keep my balance. When the dust settles, I see James flying Eok back onto the ground.
Ugh.
It seems the prince has deemed it necessary to confirm your safety and whereabouts, he tells Eok. Well, I guess he's nice sometimes. His markings dim and his color returns as he phases back to normal. You worry far too much about weaklings. It's the order and nature of the universe. Only the strong will survive. Those that need handouts are going to die sooner or later. Eok groans as he tries to get up, but he seems a little disoriented. I think he must have gotten nausea from the flying just like me. The amount of relief that washes over me is so great, I almost well up with tears. I feel like hugging him. Helping the weak isn't doing them any favors, he scoffs. I don't even care what James is saying right now. Eok, I exclaim and rush towards him. I'm so glad. I help him get up on his feet. He's a little out of it still. Eok, no assistance need, he says a bit sluggish. See, James remarks, our soldiers are perfectly capable of looking after themselves. Princess worried too much about Eok. Eok only grunt, he says sheepishly, but he's smiling though. I don't care, you're safe, that's good, I say with a smile. I gratefully look over towards James. I don't want to say it, especially not after his small villain monologue about only the strong surviving, but I had to let him know what he did was the right choice. Thank you for going back. Ignoring my things, James huffs loudly. Now that we've rescued this miserable run, you should be heading back to your chambers. I've got so many questions though. What's going on down in the city? I saw a bunch of soldiers deploy. So are we in some kind of civil war? Are we safe in the palace? But I've already pressed my luck with James just now. I should take one victory at a time. At least Eok is accounted for. Eok, escort the princess back to her chambers. Yes, Captain. Complying this time, I grab my basket of fabric and follow Eok back inside of the palace. Hopefully there will be no more explosions today. I hate being reminded of my parents' deaths. What I'm confused is Kane and I related, or does he just call them his parents too because we're just close? That part confused me a little bit. But this is where it's at for today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.